Got you in my sight. I keep all the words you said to me. I get you on your knees.
I do think they're just separate stories.
It's an anthology
Kinda
story.
They have
game,
similar
really.
characters and... Oh, look, it's the face door. We have Pussy's hands and faces. Pussy finger me face full door.
What?
A guide to funny faces.
I love it.
Is this gonna be like a SpongeBob? Is it gonna be like the SpongeBob episode where they get their face stuck?
Maybe. Are we continuing off of the hole? What happens? Okay, never mind. It's just a dream. I shot awake, panting heavily, my clothes sticking to my skin due to all the sweat. I think the only part that like interlocks the stories is this first part. It kind of pulls off of the last story you did, I think. My eyes darted around the room, but everything was quiet. It seemed to be safe. A nightmare. Seems like I just had a nightmare. I was at some hotel, people were trapped, and I couldn't remember, but it must have been terrifying. The pulsing pain in my head slowly subsided. I took deep breaths and kept mumbling to myself that it had all been a dream, nothing more. After calming down, I decided to take another look around the house. The fact that no one was here, even though the lights were on, was still nagging at the back of my mind. A look out of the window confirmed that it was still night. I had either slept for a whole day or only for a few hours. Considering how tired I felt, it must have been the latter. I left the bedroom to retry the doors, just in case. They were still locked. I really wanted to go home and take a shower. I smelled my clothes, and the Adidas started to smell slightly sour. Scotty, you're still a sour bitch. This place seemed to have nothing left to offer. I'd be better off out in the streets, even if it was still dark. All I needed to do was find a police station. They'd definitely be able to help me. As I wandered around, I grew more and more aware of how big this town was. The buildings were tall, and nature was rather sparse. The streets, however, were completely empty. Suddenly, my ears began to pick up the subtle sounds of laughter. The sounds turned to unease in my empty stomach. It was awfully late for such a public crowd. There wasn't cheering or rounds of applause, just laughter. Loud and obnoxious laughter that didn't seem to subside or grow. It became louder as I approached the town center. Soon it turned into a wave of commotion by what sounded to be a massive crowd. They just laughed and kept laughing. It sounded dreadful. I was tempted to change course and avoid them. Yet this direction was my best bet for finding an inn or a police station. These priorities outweighed my sense of danger. I pressed on. The laughter was bellowing with hundreds of voices until finally I could glimpse the source of the commotion. The crowd gathered around a performer who was doing something to make them laugh. I strained to see the action, peeking through the small gaps between the people while keeping a safe distance. The group was just too dense. I couldn't see any details. Curiosity overwhelmed me and I started pushing through the people. They seemed to melt away without paying me much attention. As I approached, I passed a table with books. I couldn't make out their title, but I could see something that resembled a mask on the cover. Paying it no mind, I pressed onward. I couldn't understand what was happening. The performer wasn't making any sounds. I couldn't make out any movement from beyond the crowd either. What was so entertaining? He's got 3 or 4 faces. Ah! Are you spooked, Dex? Is the laughter spooky? Finally, I reached the front. But what I saw was the opposite of funny. It was horrifying. Nah, that's hilarious. He's got, like, egg lump pimples on his neck. I dig that. I like the one who looks like he's an absolute egg.
Hey, it's Ophrys.
What was wrong with his head?
Oh boy.
He turned his hips so that everyone in the crowd could have a clear view. As if he didn't want anyone to miss it. Hey, Scotty.
Why are people laughing at this?
Oh, Dex, I know the answer to this question. Guess what? Chicken butt. Right? Right.
Hey, it's
Hi,
Zombie.
Zombie Kitty. If it fits, we sit. Oh, what you sitting on? If you swing that way, you're welcome to sit on my face. But only if you ask nicely.
Only if.
I'm glad you guys came into that. Enjoy it. Hope you had a great stream. Thanks for the raid. We're playing. If you guys are sensitive to horror-esque images.
Symbol?
Great time to come in, personally. This isn't the worst we've seen, though.
Oh.
But this is
My first guess was
a horror
pimples.
manga-inspired visual novel, so, yeah, beware. You drink vodka tonight? Oh, that sounds lovely. You didn't invite me. So rude.
We need a drinking night.
Exactly. We haven't had a drinking night in forever. What if we have one this Sunday? We should have one this Sunday. Does Sunday work for you? Saturday night works
What's
for me
the
if
number?
I'm not passed out. The number? I don't know the fucking number.
I need number because I'm...
Saturday night is 21st, 22nd Sunday.
Okay, I'm
Alternatively,
available.
I have next Saturday off.
No,
We
Sunday,
can get-
Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
You live and eat, breathe horror. Oh, that's great. Same here. Horror is my absolute specialty.
True.
A bystander heard me. Oh, look! Pal's back!
I don't know. His face just seems so funny. I mean, look at it.
What's funny about that? What the
Deadpan voice. I stared at
fucking
him in
ugly.
disbelief. He and the others really did seem to find this funny. Were they seeing something I wasn't? Laugh at the weirdo with 4 faces, 3 faces, I don't know. No matter how I looked at it, it didn't seem like anything other than disturbing. Disturbing's hilarious, though.
I mean,
Oh,
Ophrys
that's not-
does make
not
me
always-
laugh when we play against him.
Exactly. I averted my gaze and walked away. I wanted nothing to do with this madness. I shall die for that. The mob will eat me alive.
No,
I
you can-
continued to comb through the town center while trying to keep my distance from the crowd. You were here the whole time. Thank you, Dex. Enjoy your night. Sleep well.
Hi,
Soon
Dex.
Soon I noticed that the
Matters.
sun had already started to rise, and I still hadn't found anything that even vaguely resembled a police station. Police are for the weak. Real people deal with their own problems via fist fights.
Who needs the police? Haha!
I wonder what happened to those children I abandoned.
Real deal from trial by combat.
Hey, Nick, it's your character again.
It's kind of creepy, isn't it?
Oh, God.
Oh, by the way, you love horror, zombie? You're gonna fucking love it after we're done with it. I
Wait, what's
walked by a
happening
girl that
after?
was standing nearby. She was watching the crowd from a distance. Shh, it's fine, Scotty, it's fine.
Oh, boy. Yeah, it is.
See, you agree, Scotty.
Okay.
I was glad to hear that someone else was thinking the same. An awkward pause followed. I had been under the impression that she wanted to start up a conversation. But I guess that wasn't the case. My stomach broke the silence. Hey, Nick.
Are you hungry? I did. I pick up. I literally did it.
Blood shot to my face. It was true that I was feeling starved. Swallowing my pride, I nodded.
Sandwich with me if you can have it.
Oh, God, what Bill's calling.
Cutting out
Are
slowly.
you sure?
I'm like so far back. Fuck, hold on. No worries. Fuck.
What the-
I'm not hungry anyways.
I hate that voice.
This
Something
chick just
came up
loves
when I
me.
said it.
She's my crush trying to save me from my own insanity, right? No, I had to hold myself back as not to lunge onto it. But I kept my cool and I ate it cautiously as not to embarrass myself. Some of my strength returned to me. Why am I so weak that I need food every, like, 5 minutes? God damn.
You fucking weak species,
Every
human sack of shit.
story! I'm going to pass out from lack of food! Oh! In the meantime, I decided to ask her about this town.
Sorry, I really know my way around. Yeah, I'm raking.
No, you got it, you're fine.
Oh,
Oh.
so you're not from here.
Oh, not really. Not really.
That's a long one.
Maybe I
Nick.
can help you look. I'm feeling a bit uneasy about being alone here anyways.
God.
I glanced back in the direction of the laughing crowd.
Sure, I would really appreciate that. I'm Scott, by the way. True.
I'm May. Nice to meet you.
God damn it, not May again. Fuck you.
We set off to look for
Guess who's
help.
back for part 3?
The idea to call someone I knew from May's phone came up, but she didn't have it on her, unfortunately. We approached several people to ask them for directions, but all of them seemed to ignore us. I tried to make some small talk with May every now and then, but her replies were always short and didn't leave much room for follow-ups. But she perked up when I asked about her family.
Oh.
That's her.
God damn it, another crotch gremlin.
I have.
At first I thought that would be all I'd get out of her, but she continued after a short pause.
She's been home more recently. Usually she'd leave early and return late, or not return at all, for several days. Her job is really important. God, I'm breaking.
Power through!
So it makes sense.
Oh.
But I was really happy when she told me that she wouldn't go to work for a while. I assumed she was finally able to request some time off. But she continued to work at home.
May hung her head. It seemed like I had touched on a sensitive topic.
Sigh.
Sad face. No.
Sigh. Sad face.
I thought of ways to console her or cheer her up, but couldn't come up with anything to say. Since I didn't have any siblings, it was hard to relate, but it seemed like she really loved her sister. I could actually relate more ways to May's sister. Just as her, I too have barely been home to do my work. Due to my work. And just like her, I'd likely be working even if I was home. But as opposed to May's sister, I didn't have anyone who was expecting me back home. As far as you're aware! Secretly, I am May's sister. I just think I have a dick. Yep.
What?
I decided against poking any further and instead shifted my focus back to asking people for directions.
I beg your pardon.
Wait, aren't you
Without much
Sonny's
luck.
inner monologue?
Oddly enough, yes, it was as if they were all going in the same direction, the town center.
Do you think they're going to see that performer?
I'll probably just think it's the funniest shit to exist now.
Yeah.
Silence. Maybe she just hadn't heard me. I turned around to ask her again, but she was nowhere to be seen. Just as I had finished that thought, I felt a presence behind me. I slowly turned around. Oh, fucking hell.
The hell happened to him?
His eyes
Damn
are
it,
like
Frederick.
pried open, and he has
His
a little,
skin is
crack.
peeling.
Yeah.
Ew,
cute.
Frederick, what the hell?
Ugh.
I just got a facelift. Do you like it? What do you
I
think?
don't think I do.
Do I look funny?
What? No, get the fuck away from me, you weirdo.
I took a few steps back, almost afraid the man would lunge at me. But he didn't. He just stood there.
I see. Maybe I didn't do it quite right.
Oh god, his eyes.
And with
Oh,
that, he
God.
walked off, disappointed. He took a book out of his pocket and started flipping through it. For some weird reason, he seemed familiar. This town was giving me the creeps. I needed to get out of here as fast as I could. But as I turned around, I saw that most of the people walking by had distorted their faces in one way or another.
Wait, was that
Oh,
not
is it-
Frederick?
That was.
I think it was, yeah.
It was as if a virus had spread while we were looking for help. I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah.
This was madness. I needed to get out of here, but where to? And where was May? I was getting kind of worried. I took a look around and thought about what to do. Stay on the main street. It should be easier to find May or police station. Go through the back streets and avoid attracting any unwanted attention. See,
I
this has a lot of weirdos on, like, crack, but this has, like, crack alleys, you know?
Go for the alley! Go for the alley!
But I feel like that's a safer option in this instance.
Everything good happens in the alleys,
Here, we'll
Name
actually
one
say
bad thing
what-
that happened in the alleyways.
right?
Staying on the main street was too dangerous. See, the main street's the danger. The fewer of them I came in contact with, the better. But the moment I stepped into the dark alley, I had a bad feeling welled up inside me. Oh, never mind, I was wrong. Was I really that much safer than out in the streets? I turned around and looked back at the people walking by. Some shot glances my way. Perhaps because one of the few people around whose face looked normal, this made me nervous. I turned back towards the alley. Whatever was waiting... Fuck. Whatever was awaiting me here couldn't be worse than being surrounded by all of those madmen out there. My heartbeat accelerated every time I rounded a corner. I soon noticed that the back street layout was quite elaborate. There were no dead ends, and it seemed to stretch on forever. I should have glimpsed an exit leading to the main street long ago. Was I just walking in circles? Right as I was about to turn another corner. Oh god, it's the children. Fucking crotch gremlins.
Landy and Amy.
Yeah. Right as I was about to turn around another corner, I saw them. I froze in place. The person on the left spoke. It was a voice of a boy. Who was lying? It's Scotty.
Wait, it's me?
Mhm.
Oh, you're not normal. Oh, wait,
His
fuck,
words
you're
caught me
normal.
off
God
guard.
damn it.
What did he mean by normal, and what was up with those masks?
Yeah.
I tried to sound confident, but my voice shook slightly. The other child spoke. Her voice sounded like a girl's voice. It's Path again.
I'm Amy. This is my brother Laney. Ho
She gestured to the smaller kid next to her.
We're hiding from the other people, those with weird faces. You're hiding from them too, right?
I'm gonna do it. You really threw in that extra ha-ha in there, huh?
My body slowly relaxed. It seemed like they really were just normal kids. Those masks were still freaking me out, though. They're secretly so fucked up under there. They're lying. They're baiting me
What are you doing under there? Get out of there.
Oh, fucking kids. Yeah, I am. Do you know how we can escape from from here, or may you find some help? Oh god.
It's Scotty. It's also you.
Oh, god damn it. As a kid, right?
Yeah.
No, unfortunately not. I thought I knew a good way, so these back streets, but I think we're
I
lost.
like how the little boy
Back
sounds more
streets,
manly
boy.
than the fucking
Alright.
big
Shut the
sister.
fuck up.
He went through puberty rapidly.
Scotty.
Oh god damn it! Did I forget the Lanny? I don't get used to that.
You just
Not
sounded
because
like
of
a
me,
kid, dude.
so she wanted to. Ow!
Oh man.
What the
Amy
hell?
punched his arm.
What did I do? Oh
So, are you looking for some contraband?
hey! What kind of contraband? If we had heard right as I said, we
Moldy's
should have.
sketchbook sounds fun.
Wouldn't be lost anymore.
You've been missing their genius narration.
Drugs!
Drugs are bad, okay?
We got contraband! Drugs!
That was a dead end, you dimwit.
We
You
have
just didn't-
crack!
You just didn't see it because your mask is too big.
I hate this voice so much.
This is a dead
Lenny-
end, you quit!
Jesus fucking Christ. I know we're in a back alley, but can you calm your drug problems down, guys? No. Lanny rubbed his shoulder and started sulking.
It's contraband, quote unquote.
Why are you wearing those masks in the first place?
It's called stealth mode, dipshit!
Some people with those weird faces have been, weird.
Oh god. Path.
You
They've
got
been
the
using
Your
pack,
normal-
you
child is ready.
They've been using people with normal faces as material.
Cute. Lanny flinched as Amy muttered those words. It seemed like they had seen some terrible things. These children are
Ew.
just so fucked up.
They are.
Hiding in these alleyways had been a good idea.
Alright, we should probably move on. There has to be a way out of here. Right? I hope.
You're gonna use me as material, I swear to
I'll
god.
stick with you. That way, I can use you guys as sacrifices or something.
I couldn't see their faces, but by their body language, I could tell that they were relieved. I, too, was happy that there were other normal people out there. You can't see their faces. They're so mutilated, I'm calling it. While we were
True.
walking, I tried to find out more about the siblings and what they knew about this situation.
Our parents hadn't come back since yesterday night.
Uh-oh, puberty's undeveloping.
We didn't think much of it and assumed that they'd be back late.
I don't think we've ever seen their parents.
But when we woke up, they still weren't there.
We wanted to ask some neighbors for help, but they weren't home either.
It threw me off when Scotty hit puberty and the other one didn't.
I thought
You
we
have
should
older
wait,
sister?
but
I thought that was a dumb idea. If we hadn't come back, yet something must have happened to them.
are your
Damn, I'm the smart one.
balls just like reversing their.
I
They're
think
wrong.
yours just
Oh,
tried
he's,
to
he's
too.
breaking. He's breaking too.
Uh-oh, the girl's balls are descending as well.
Holy shit! Am I hitting puberty?
You skipped me. What the fuck?
Fuck it, you didn't say it. It's too late.
Oh
He
yeah,
didn't give him a
that
chance.
turned out so
Great. And scientist.
still.
You're gonna make
You
certain
are
changes in
going
your body.
so... Dude, you're going so far back and forth in pitches, it's like barely getting you half the time.
Eventually, your balls are gonna drop.
Yeah. Or Irish, whatever.
I tried to steer the conversation to stop a fight from breaking out.
Those feel like some pretty contrasting job choices.
They do, don't they?
Wait.
We can't hear shit.
It keeps cutting out when you go back to the freaking high-pitched one. It's like, just faintly I can hear it. Oh,
At
hear
least
her-
that's what one neighbor of ours claims whenever she.
She fights with.
I love how inconsistent it is.
We
It's just
have
like the
two
right amount of
neighbors who are close to our family, and they.
I froze. So did the siblings. Someone was there. Just around the
Oh,
corner.
God.
I jerked my head around, trying to find a place to hide. For a second, I considered that they could be someone normal. Someone just like us. Someone who was just as freaked out by whatever was going on in the city as we were. But I didn't want to take
Normal.
any unnecessary risks, and I especially didn't want to put these kids in danger. I spotted a big garbage container not too far
The
from
fuck?
us, and quickly pushed Amy and Lanny towards it. We made it just in time. Amy held her breath. Lanny was fidgeting slightly. No, he was trembling. I was afraid that we would make too much noise, but he managed to pull himself together. Silence. Was the person just standing there, looking down the alley we were in? Or were they already gone and we just hadn't heard them leave? I managed to suppress my curiosity and decided not to peer around the container. Lanny apparently couldn't. Oh, he's dead. I was about to stop him and pull him back, but it was already too late.
No.
He had already peeked out of our hiding spot. His body relaxed slightly and he spoke in a hushed tone.
Amy, it's Frederick, our neighbor.
Yeah, he's fucked. Amy perked up. It seemed like they knew this person.
Got the
As
Freddy
Amy
Fazbear
saw my
voice again.
puzzled expressions, she started to explain.
Don't worry,
Frederick is
it's our neighbor that we were.
talking about.
Ew, I don't like this anymore.
He's... oh. Yeah.
He's a bit of a nerd since he's a researcher, but he's a pretty cool otherwise.
That last remark stung a bit, seeing as I was a researcher myself, but I decided to ignore it.
Here, have this. Just in case I'll go talk to him.
Lanny shoved his
Fucking
mask
kid.
into my hands and jumped out of our cover. I was about to grab and stop him, but my hands gripped empty air. Amy jumped up as well and ran after him, likely realizing how dangerous his idea was. I hesitated.
No.
But just for a second, there was no way I could let those two go out there by themselves. Or themselves. Fuck. If something went wrong, I had to be there to protect them. I hesitantly put on the mask Lanny had given me and stepped out of our hiding spot. Lanny had since called out to Frederick and was now approaching him. I froze when I saw him.
Oh, God.
That was the guy I had met earlier. And his face was still as ravaged as before. How Lanny had recognized him was beyond me. Lanny stopped a few feet from Frederick.
God damn it, Frederick. Are you alright? Your face? Did they do this?
The boo boo.
Frederick had a puzzled look on his face at first, but expression soon softened.
Oh, that. How do I look?
Fucking terrible, you dumbass. Why can't they just leave us normal people alone?
Frederick's expression darkened. My feet moved by themselves and I was quickly approaching Lanny. Lanny was under the misconception that someone else had done this to Frederick, but I knew that he was one of them. I quickly overtook Amy, who had stopped at a safe distance and stood between Frederick and Lanny. Frederick glanced at me. It seemed like he didn't recognize me because of the mask. I was about to tell him to leave us when suddenly... I gasped for air in my stomach. He had kicked me in the stomach. I could hear Amy gasp behind me as my knees gave in. My insides grew hot as I held onto my belly, my view fixed on the gray asphalt below me.
Oh
Ew.
shit.
Then I heard Lanny cry out. I jerked my head up, still unable to get up due to the pain.
I don't like where this is going.
Frederick had grabbed Lanny and was pulling him back towards the way Frederick had come from.
I was hoping to find someone whose face was still in an impeccable shape, just as yours. You'll make for some nice material.
Oh my. Hey, let go.
Lanny was struggling
Oh,
with
shit.
all his might, but Frederick was stronger. He picked Lanny up and...
Damn.
He threw him
Killed
against
him.
the wall. Lanny's head collided with the hard surface and his body went limp. Before I was able to heave myself up, Amy had apparently freed herself from her frozen state. She ran past me and towards Frederick.
Stop! Let him go!
She must have known that winning against an adult was impossible for her, but her judgment was clouded by her desire to save her brother. All because I had been too careless and to let Frederick hit me. But before Amy could throw herself onto Frederick, he turned around and hit her with his backhand. Oh, bitch got backhanded.
Oh shit.
She staggered to the side, her mask flying off her face. Her expression was twisted in pain. They're probably gonna die. This game said it had warning for violence against animal and children. So yeah.
Well, here's the children.
Shit.
Frederick froze as he saw what was under the mask, a normal face. Oh wow! Oops.
Oh wow, 2 potential donors.
Oh wow, someone's stealing my lines.
A sick grin formed on his dismembered face. My feet finally stopped wobbling and I managed to stand up. Maybe I said oh wow because he bitch slapped a frickin' child. I don't know. I had to help Amy, otherwise Frederick would take her too. I charged forward as Frederick started approaching her and was about to tackle him when... Once again, a hot feeling spread throughout my stomach. The difference was that he hadn't kicked me this time. I stumbled backwards and looked down. Blood.
You got stabbed.
My feet gave in once again. Frederick was holding a knife. He had stabbed me.
Right. Where was I?
He fixed his eyes at Amy, who was staring back at him, frozen in fear.
Why'd you stab me?
Carrying 2 might be too difficult, but I don't want to leave you here like this either.
I need an adult.
Ah, I got it.
He started rummaging through his pockets. Shortly after, he pulled out something small. I glanced at Amy. She had tears in her eyes. My brain was screaming that I had to help her, but my body wouldn't move. I had lost too much blood. Dude, you just got stabbed in the stomach. Calm down. It's not that bad that immediately.
Unless he pulled out the knife.
Having a funny face is good and all, but I wanted to approach this from a scientific
he's a-
perspective.
Biologist again, I guess.
It'd be
There
that
had
bad
to
if
be
he
a
pulled
way
it.
to capitalize on this new trend. Maybe I could finally something, a prize or 2.
What?
Win.
Oh, yeah, what?
That's the word. Win.
Not gonna
What?
question that. Keep going.
Hi, what?
Coincidentally, I found some odd mushrooms not too long ago.
Who are we
Let's do
feeding
some
them to?
shrooms. Let's go.
Oh, contraband!
After some experiments, I
Holy
discovered
shit,
that
contraband!
they had the potential to influence someone's facial
Let's
arrangements.
go, contraband.
Let's go,
So I
contraband.
went
Let's
ahead
go.
and made this.
He held up something that looked like a small pill. Amy started to crawl backwards, but her back soon hit a wall.
Admittedly, I haven't had a chance to try it out yet. That's where you come in.
Kill him, kill him.
He was now standing
Fuckers.
right in front of Amy and bent down.
You should thank me. Many people will attain face comedy enlightenment, as
What
I'll
the
call it.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Face comedy enlightenment, Nick. Come on.
Okay.
Maybe I'll be able to sell as many books as the most hilarious one.
Yeah, sure,
He
dude.
jerked forward and grabbed Amy's face, trying to force the pill into her mouth. I
The man
tried
was a
crawling towards them, but
scientist at
almost
one
all
point.
my strength had left me. Amy was trying her best to keep Frederick off, but he was too strong. Her muffled screams were heart-wrenching. And then she gulped. Frederick stepped back, satisfied.
Alright, let's see. It should start any second now.
Oh boy,
It's a pretty quick acting drug.
it is.
I close my eyes. Is she gonna be that weird thing we saw earlier with like the weird face shit going on? I could tell that Amy was flailing in pain. She tried to scream, but all that came out was a deep gurgle. After a few
Yeah.
more painful seconds, it stopped. All went quiet.
She's foaming at the mouth when you wake up.
Well, the face looks alright.
Get it?
But it seems like I have to tweak it some more before it's distribution ready.
Why is this
I heard
funny?
footsteps. Frederick had picked Lanny back up and was now leaving the alleyway. My eyes were still firmly closed. I didn't want to look. I didn't want to see what had happened to Amy. Pussy! But I had to know if she was really dead or if she could still be saved. I slowly opened my eyes.
Oh no.
Yeah, she was the thing I saw earlier with the tree shit
Oh,
coming out
I
of her
remember
face.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, and the butthole mouth. Cute.
The butthole man.
Why did this happen to them? Why hadn't I been able to help them?
Amy?
She didn't respond. I looked down the alleyway. I don't think she could talk with butthole mouth. There was no trace of
There was
Lanny or
whistling.
Frederick. They were gone. And soon I would die too. I was steadily losing blood, and there was no way anyone would find me and help me.
All you hear
I
is
closed
whistling.
my eyes. As my consciousness faded, I felt a small sting in my back, as if something had stabbed me. It was barely noticeable, and then everything went dark. What the fuck stabbed me in the back?
And this is
That's how every
it
story
ends.
ends. That's how every
Oh yeah,
story's
true.
ended.
I have been stabbed in the back every fucking story. That's it! I feel like that one had the most ending out of all of them, though.